Right, I'm just trying to find out where the rest of them are. I know that Georgina and Gary coming on, but they're going to be at the under-23s game, so I don't know if that is going to work. Perhaps we go a couple of minutes and then we'll go, yeah, because I know all of us are going to be out with our loved ones.
All right, rub it in.
Wonderful. Well,
later, Robbie. The rubbing in comes later.
I saw that there's a good one that one of my mates posted about, if you are on your own this Valentine's, don't be sad because no one likes you any other day of the year. I mean, I thought that was a good one. I thought that was a good one.
I resisted the temptation. Leon tweeted something about rubbing in deep heat this morning.
Yeah, that could go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought he'd started his Valentine's Day warm up early. He was a bit early for the odd limbering up.
Yeah. Right, come on. Where's Wills? Sorry, caught up. See you in a minute.
Oh, that's another Valentine's thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah. What has he caught up in?
Yeah. Won't be long. I'm sure he won't be long.
Perhaps he means tied up.
He does look the type that's into that, I think. Bit Willsy. Well, as I don't know if you saw it, Malcolm, but Windy John said that because obviously with his hair, he started calling him HairFlik. Do you remember the one out of Hello Hello?
Yeah.
So we've started a bit of that banter going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So
even Billy Wood came up to him on Saturday and just out of the blue just said, "Oh, your hair's looking good."
Oh, yeah. Oh, Poseidon Adventures on. There he is.
To seep through.
Oh, it's looking good. Malcolm was wondering if you'd be tied up somewhere, John.
Yeah, no, it's every other night that happens. It doesn't happen to be that night. But sorry, I'm late.
That's all right. Everyone else is as well.
Hello, Malcolm.
Hello. It's normally me that's late, so welcome.
Oh, no, people keep thinking I've died because I'm referred to as the late John Wills. Terrible joke to start with.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
like an
episode
of the Comedians from about 1974.
Yeah.
Before my time, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the mother-in-law coming round and all the mice are throwing themselves on the traps, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All those classics.
Don't get Chris started on that.
Well, don't, because my mother-in-law listens. Yeah. And she does say I'm her favourite son-in-law. Current son-in-law.
I say away from the Tommy Cooper jokes.
Just
so much better than last week's.
Oh, we saying about my wife, right? And thank you for coming on the round table. Thank you to Robbie, DaddyStone. I had it all queued up for you, but you weren't listening earlier, Malcolm. I've had a bit of a early teenage arrival for my 5-year-old, who's been an absolute brat. So I've not been able to cue your music up. So I do apologise. We'll have to do that for next week.
It's fine.
Just please forgive me.
I'm not offended in any way, Chris. It's fine.
Are you sure? Because is that not a microaggression?
I'm sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
And if I knew what one of them was, then maybe it might be. But
yeah. No,
well, I think if it was, Chris will have to take a week off sick now, I should think, won't you?
Obviously to the wonderful Flat White Andy and to a magnificent look at the poof. Look at the poof on that, Wills. Look at it. What?
Don't have that language on here.
It's wonderful hair today.
It really is like a shredded wheat advert.
Oh. Yes. It's surprising what a transfer from your bikini line can do.
And talking of bikini lines, we seem to have a late arrival. And I think it could be the bikini one himself. Yeah, yes, Gina. Where is he? Yeah, it's not going to work, this.
No, I'm going to go outside.
Let's see.
Go outside? Yeah.
Get it, Rick.
Shut up.
That's got to be Gary. That's got to be Gary.
Gary's there.
Kirsten is here. Gina, we're going to crack into this and we'll just jump to you when we can, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, right in. So obviously Gina's at the under-23 game with Gary. So
1-0.
what, we're already winning?
Yeah.
Oh, we're bloody good, aren't we? And obviously, I'm sorry. So we've mentioned John Wills. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on, and ladies, and Gary's in there somewhere as well. Obviously, no, actually, we won't go there. Right. Stop, Chris. Right. No, I don't know if Gary's in there right now. We can't see, but it is Valentine's, and you know, he's deserving. Right. A fantastic week again. Marvelous last minute, last gasp. I just loved it. And anyone that was listening to the footage of the video can hear how I called that ball into the goal. Their defender laughing at us. He was laughing at us, and I said, "You ain't gonna be laughing now." Ball goes in. So I want to take a small amount of credit for the goal. Only a small amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw TC. Don't do him, all you.
Mm. Well, no. Well, it was Finn. Finn was demanding that was his goal.
I gave it to Finn right up until this morning when I saw it on Twitter and that it was TC. But yeah, I gave it to Finny all Saturday and all Sunday. It was Finny's goal.
Yeah,
I thought Finny wasn't anywhere near it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Finn's goal all the way. I mean, it was definite TC.
It was quite clear when you saw the replay, but yeah.
Well, he was right in front of us. It's quite funny. I'm sure he's got something going on with the bookies because he was keeping that. He was well happy to keep that for a little while. But so, I mean, who wants to start off on what was an average game, but the win, all that matters?
That was probably this classic scrappy game we would have lost 2-3 years ago. Obviously, horrible pitch, really struggled to settle on the game. Sittingbourne came to stop us playing, which they did very successfully. So first half, very poor quality. We got a bit of a lucky bounce in a corner. Keeper went down injured. Ball fell to Stoney. Lovely finish, right at the home. Classic them. Obviously, they had one decent attack scored from it. Nothing much else happened in the first half. The real change in the second half, obviously, because two fantastic substitutions and James Hull and Kenny Poe coming on. James Hull, credit needs to go to him. He was, I'll be honest, up there for my man of the match. Simply because every ball he was chasing, the runs he was making, he was putting defenders wide. Even when we went down to 10 men, he was still causing havoc. Him and Kenny linking up really well. Obviously, I'll probably give man of the match to one of the defenders, but he was up there as well for a fantastic performance. And obviously, the game was tricky. Looked like we might get a second red card at points. Some tackles flying in. And then once it was piecing back to a draw, a long ball, it was going out. The ball was lost. There's no need to chase it. Kenny, what does Kenny do? Kenny chased it. He chased a dead ball out of nowhere, wins a cheap corner. I mean, it's a cheap corners. Fredo bar corner. Get the corner, pin perfect cross, and Tom Chalmers being the man who loves to prove me wrong, loves to score a goal after I doubted him for so much. Gets what a world-class finish, great header, great scenes.
Oh, it was beautiful, wasn't it? Malcolm, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a poor game, and I think every player there, certainly the ones that I spoke to, and it was a majority of them accepted that they'd had a poor game. I certainly don't think the conditions helped in any way. I know Craig complained of the ground. It didn't look that bad, I must admit, from outside, but you know, the way the ball was bouncing and the way the players were, it was quite obviously boggy. I spoke to a few of them as well, and to a couple of their players, and that goalkeeper had broken his foot 2 days previously. So that wasn't an injury that happened from the corner. It just made it worse. But yeah, how you can play a goalkeeper that's got a broken foot, that it broke obviously on the Wednesday or the Thursday, I don't know.
The goalie, the goalie, I don't know if you were there at the time, Michael, but he was showing on his phone, he had a picture of his foot, this massive swelling and gash at the top. Yeah. And it's like,
he said to
Jesus.
It said earlier that, or afterwards, that he broke it 2 days earlier. And Josh had already told me. He said he's got a broken foot. He'd done it a couple of days ago. You know, so yeah, he's done well to even go out there, I think.
Yeah, go on, John.
I heard he'd broken his foot in 2 places. I think it was Herne Bay and Ramsgate.
Boys on fire.
How's everyone?
Billy Woods.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
Right.
How's everyone? Everyone well?
Yeah, we're all right.
Gina seems to be doing a podcast from here, so I thought I'd put my head in. So hello.
Hello, Billy.
Always welcome, Billy.
What's happening with that hair, Billy?
John.
Billy,
What's that?
What's happening with that hair? You're trying to style it like John now.
I wish I had hair like John, that's for sure. But John looks very smart tonight. How is everyone though? Everyone good after the weekend?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, good, Billy. You?
Yep.
Yeah, it was good. It was a real well scrapped 3 points, and for someone that comes from the Don Revie coaching era of football and my younger days, I enjoyed that. You know, you can have the silky football on a smooth pitch, but you've got to have those games, and they're just as good, really, because of what it means, and of course how the atmosphere that we had in the crowd there.
Oh, you lot were exceptional at the end, by the way. That was great to see. I know people don't always like a little bit of spillage onto the pitch, but it was great to see the emotion from everyone to get that, from us getting that winner. And like you say, John, and the most important thing is when that final whistle was blown, we got 3 points. Yeah. By hook or by crook, we still walked out with 3 points, and that's how you win leagues.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, well, I'm not going to ramble tonight, but I'm in and out. So back to the actual scheduled conversation. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, take care, Billy.
Billy.
Cheers, mate.
Why do they always feel the best? I've watched hundreds of games of football, but the ones that are scored with virtually the final kick of the game and you win it and get 3 points, why do they feel so great? It doesn't matter how much how rubbish the game was or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just to win it then with a final kick.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's I think the passion and emotion. I actually asked that question today when I was talking about the game. I was like, would you rather Hastings won 8-0 or that? I was like, every week I'd have that. Every week without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because you go so much emotions. I mean, Christopher, you go to the level on the goal. And Thierry, I was going every time they attack, like, oh no, we're conceding here. I lost faith at a couple of points.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I miss it. I lost faith. I was down. I was begging for a draw at some points. But and just from that to the absolute ecstasy carnage of that celebration, where I must have pretty much hugged about 20 different people. What a moment.
I was the same, Robbie. With about 10 minutes to go, I would have taken a point quite easily. In fact, I was praying for a point, letting them 3. I couldn't see 3 coming, to be fair. But
I felt the same. At that point, we would have taken a draw. But isn't it strange how a team goes down to 10 men and play better? There's some adrenaline that kicks in, and also from their point of view, you've got to really have a good tactic to benefit from having the man extra, and they didn't. You've got to get us chased.
I agree, John. I don't think we played better. I think they played worse. They just seemed to. We went down to 10 men, and they just went out of the game, didn't they? They just sort of, I don't know whether they thought, well, it'll come anyway, so we don't have to improve, or and we didn't seem to get any better. They just got worse.
I thought that it's almost like they thought we're guaranteed a point here, and they definitely didn't play as sharply. They weren't as sharp. They weren't as quick. They weren't great in the first half, Sittingbourne, but they were all over it, and there were a couple of players there that were winning every second ball in midfield. But in the second half, they almost accepted the point themselves, and that gave us, and you could almost feel that the play, because of the way we are at the moment, the players felt that something might come out of it, because Sittingbourne had almost settled for the point. And so they let us off the hook a little bit. And Robbie hit the nail on the head. I thought the substitutes were brilliantly decisive. I think when Chris was towards the end of his time, he was noticeably paralysed when we were in trouble, I think, and never threw people on and made changes. But what Gary has done has made decisive changes, and it was the way that James and Kenny were they weren't just making runs up and down the pitch. They kept on swapping, kept on pulling people back and forth, and that just totally took the pressure off, because they're scrapping for the ball and their movement gave Sittingbourne more to worry about.
And you'd think that it would have been Sittingbourne that would have been doing that, and thinking that this game's here to be won, and they did not. They as John rightly, well, credit to John at the time, said, you know, when he went off, this could work in our favour. You know, so I'll give John credit there. He really did see what was going to happen. Talking of seeing, let's ask Gina. Gina, what about your thoughts on the game, Gina?
I thought it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Well, I enjoy every game I watch with Hastings anyway. But I did think they was a bit slow in the second half to what they were in the first. And I thought that they sat back a bit. Like they were actually, both teams were playing for the draw. And then when they realised how the other team was actually sitting back, they took that opportunity to smash it, and that's when we scored.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great, wasn't it? I mean, with those substitutions,
everyone played
that
well.
belief started coming back, didn't it?
And even Sam Hassler coming on, he got himself booked, but he was so busy. He was just breaking things up again, and it was just so good to see substitutions really working, and that little bit. And I mean, Robbie again hit the nail on the head. That little bit of nous from Kenny Pogue of chasing that down and making the bloke put it out for the corner, and he just thought you just sort of almost knew it was going to happen for once, and that's the feeling they give you now. I thought for the last 20 minutes we're not going to lose this. For the first hour and a bit, I thought we could lose this. Then suddenly I suddenly thought we're not going to lose this, because of the way, again, well, Gina said it as well, because Sittingbourne backed off. I think they hated the pitch as much as we did as well. So the pitch was like, if last week's pitch was, the after pitch was like John's hairstyle, this was like a Belgian waffle, the way the ball was sort of took on a life of its own on the pitch. There was one time where one of their players was running sort of diagonally across the pitch, and the ball was like he was chasing the ball. It was like it had a mind of its own.
Yeah,
it was like I thought it was like a West Ham player chasing a cat. It was just madness.
Yeah. It is the psychology of the game, isn't it? I really felt, going back to that, when the guy was sent off, in Hastings' minds, it's like, right, we've all got to up our game, or else we're going to end up. In the Sittingbourne minds, it's, we should have this. We got a man extra, you know, and it kind of that's why it just evened out, didn't it? And it was there for whoever wanted it the most.
One player of theirs who did go, so their little right winger gave us a hell of a lot of trouble. He was a good player. He was a good player. He was the only one who was a consistent thorn in our side, and he always looked that he was when they looked dangerous.
But
they didn't give him
a lot of room, Andy, to play. You know, when I can't think of his first name now. Is Coney, when he was on there, I think he gave him a lot of space to play.
Yeah.
And then he was taken off, and Cisse was on there, and I don't think Cisse had a clue of really what he was doing. He was put on there as sort of a left wing back, and he gave him even more space. So I think he had a lot of freedom to play. Yeah, he did panic. Yeah.
I think that was a little bit of an object lesson, of playing the wing backs. We played the wing backs against Hythe, and it didn't matter a jot, did it? Because they put no pressure on. But when you've got teams that got someone progressive on the wing like that, it gives you more to think about, I suppose, doesn't it? As they develop that style.
Yeah, I say we played the wing backs against Ashford, and it worked really well. So it's obviously the first time we maybe struggle a little. Yeah. But I think what helped is we play better against harder teams. If we know we're going to win, we don't tend to play as well. So I think when we had 10 men, the players are, oh crap, I should have a game here, lads. Let's up our game. As it was 11, I think there's still a little bit of we'll just half-ass it a little bit, maybe not intentionally. The players like, we're going to win this anyway. Maybe we don't need to chase everything and that. So in the red card, actually, it's an old football cliche. The red card helped us.
They almost calmed down after the red card as well. That was another bizarre thing. They almost were more controlled and more patient. It was they became more method to everything. But credit to, I just think James and Kenny up front were Well, it was
Oh.
a game. It was a game changer.
Without doubt, I've not been excited about a player coming through since Adam Lovett. When Adam Lovett first came through and burst on the scene, I was like, "Oh, this player's going to go somewhere. What a player! He's going to be the first team." I'm now feeling that about James Hull.
And I think they're good mates, aren't they? So that was probably good for James to come on with Kenny, because I think you always see them warming up together and that sort of thing. They seem to be quite good mates. I think James even gave him a shout when he was on the podcast a while ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it probably must have been a nice thing to come on at halftime with Ken and get a full 3/4 of an hour out of it. Yeah, pleased for him, actually. He's doing well.
No, excellent. And the sending off, I mean, two fairly obvious yellows.
Yeah,
no
I
real
thought they were
arguments
both
there.
yellows. The first one you could maybe argue was harsh. The second one was just stupid. He'd lost his player. We had defenders covering it.
Yeah.
He was just frustrated and pulled him back. It was the ref had no choice.
Yeah.
Even I would have sent him off, and I'm the most biased person you see. I mean,
And the referee was giving every nudge as well. I thought he didn't really didn't let anything go, so there was no chance with pulling someone back like that.
yeah.
I was looking at the team sheet, and I'm sure one of the linesmen was like Dane Martin or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who was it? Dane was it? Dane was the linesman.
Yeah, according to the program, Dave Martin was the lino, but the official team sheet had a different lino name, so I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, according to the program, it was Dave Martin was the lino.
He does everything.
He does.
Yeah.
Still arguing with himself, disagree with the decision though.
He's actually the Lino tonight.
Oh, is he?
Oh, there you go.
Does he ever have a day off, Gina?
I don't know.
Has
They were Lino short, so he stepped up.
Has he given anyone offside yet?
Not that I've seen, because I'm sitting up on the balcony bit. So.
Oh, nice. Right.
Like a bit of Sunday League, Lino. We only ever giving the decisions one way.
I'll tell you what I thought was good in the non-glamorous positions of the team is when they went down to 10 men, you see the intensity and the work rate of people like Jack Dixon and also Sammy Adams. You could just see that their real determination, which inspires others through the team, that there's a real challenge here and we're going to get stuck into it. So that was good. And like you're saying about James Hull, he's really kind of learnt from the school of Ben Pope, hasn't he, on how to really aggravate defenders. He gets stuck in there where it hurts, doesn't he? And he's got that youth on his side as well.
He's hungry, isn't he? He looks hungry when he's out there, so that's good.
Yeah. No, I think that might prove to be a very, 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 very important win, that one. You know, I know every game's worth 3 points, all those cliches, but a game like that, to win a game like that.
Champions win games like that, simple as.
Yeah, that's just
hopefully
just something about it.
Andrew Cissay's parted ways with us. We won't really talk about that, but what I want to talk about is who's taking his place. Who do you see? Who's on that team sheet, that position next week?
Not me, Chris.
Not you.
I was backing you. I was backing Malk. Fair play to Cissay. Short, but it was a stay. He gave us a good performances, so best of luck to him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
But in terms of who we're going to go, we've got options. Norrie Scott's been brilliant since Gary HairFlik's been in charge, so he can always get back in the team, and I reckon he'll play. Dave Marvel with experience, another option. It depends. If we go for the wing-back formation, that's where we'll see how many of our attacking wingers can do the wing-back role. Does Cissay showed how much he struggled with it? It's like
Norrie can.
You reckon?
Yeah, he can defend. He's. I'm surprised he hasn't played in front of Cissay, I must admit, because of his defensive abilities.
He does work hard, actually, now.
He does,
Since he's got into the team this time round, it's noticeable him buzzing around a bit.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan. I like Marcus Goldsmith. I'd like to see him get more games. Really, I think he's a good, very, very good defender and can bring the ball out as well. I'd like to see him get more games. So I don't think we're short of options on that side.
Oh God, no! Yeah, so Dave Meyer wasn't even in the squad, and
No, I know.
That's ridiculous. We've got loads of options. Obviously, Popey injured, but once he comes back, we've got him, Kenny, Dorsey, Hold up front. Some of them can fill out wide. we've got so many options, and obviously the under 23s constantly playing. We're constantly churning out good players. I'm sure Gary's got his eye on a couple of players that we're not fully aware of already for the first team, who we'll happily throw out there.
Well, you got Peacock and Leg will play wide as well.
There you go, two fine examples. Bates as well. He's had a good game this season. He's as well.
They're so quick.
Are that all our thoughts on the game? Do we look forward to Phoenix? They've just managed to win a game, haven't they?
They have. They're off the bottom of the table. Whitsport now bottom, so we're battling a team on the bounce. But no disrespect to Phoenix. A home against Phoenix, we should win that comfortably.
Yeah, not much to say about Phoenix sports.
Should be a goal difference game, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, the big night tomorrow night, obviously Tuesday. Because and it's 1-1 now in the under 21s or 23s. Yeah.
Can't Dane call it offside, Gina? Tell him it's offside.
Are we going to say anything about the match off the pitch at Sittingbourne? They were very vocal lot, weren't they? And decided to stay behind the goal, the same place, both halves.
Highest attendance of the season. Let's say that it was their highest attendance, wasn't it?
Really? That's only 349.
I know.
It's their highest of the season.
I mean, I
was surprised how few. I thought that was a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah. So they usually bring quite a few away fans normally in circumstances. So it is surprising.
It was bizarre, that business of staying of the slightly confrontational business of staying down one end. It's that did make for a weird sort of dynamic, didn't it? It was almost a bit, I don't know, just stupid, really.
Yeah, we want to be in the middle of it. Yeah.
Apart from the guy that was dressed up as I don't know. He had a helmet on and a sword and all sorts, wasn't he? And was shouting out about the Battle of Hastings.
I must admit, I did like that chant.
I did. I did.
You let us down.
You let us down. That did make me laugh in the middle of. Yeah, I mean, there was a severe lack of teeth in that end.
More fans than teeth, I thought was quite good. I thought their banter was good. You know, they were singing all the sort of things we'd sing at away fans. And there was just one lad when they scored that got a bit carried away, wasn't there? Which wasn't great, especially for George. But
it was sort of dealt with, wasn't it? And I know Gary was there. Where's Gary now, anyway? There you are, Gary. You all right, Gary?
You all right?
Yeah, right. You were just saying about what happened at Sittingbourne. How we made sure that nothing kicked off. We sorted it out, didn't we?
Well, it's terrible, really, how they went towards George. That's what kicked me off, how they grabbed him.
Yeah, but you sorted it out. You got straight in there. We sorted it out, didn't you? Like the proper steward you are.
Good job you didn't have your dress on, because it doesn't come over the same way when you get angry with a dress on.
No, bless you. Hopefully, George is all right, isn't he? He's all right, he's okay. I mean, could have been avoided probably, but.
So moving the subject on, obviously a big night tomorrow night, because obviously we've got 3 games in our league. East Grinstead versus Ashford, so they get their game in hand. Faversham versus Herne Bay, who aren't too far away in the playoff mix. And Haywards Heath versus Ramsgate. There's some big games tomorrow night.
Somebody will drop some points and they clear up their games in hand. So
exactly. So
we'll put it straight, wouldn't it?
Exactly that.
They're all faltering, aren't they? They'll win a game and then they lose a couple, didn't they? So this is all lovely for us.
Ashford are wildly inconsistent, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, same with Ramsgate. I thought Ramsgate were a half decent team, and they'll win one, lose a couple.
Same with Haywards Heath and Herne Bay. Every team that is around playing tomorrow.
It feels like Cray Valley are going to be the team.
Cray Valley away in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, get a point at Cray Valley. Don't get beaten by them, and that's going to be a big game.
Not only is it massive, Gary's saying the dress is on for Cray Valley. Is it, Gina? Yes. Not the heat is on. Not the heat is on. The dress is on. That's it.
With the mankini underneath.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Oh, lush.
Don't encourage him, Andy.
I thought, well, that's all right. So, what a vision on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
As they say, it doesn't matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat at home.
I just say we had a chat with Lloyd Dawes afterwards. In the bar, he's got a very complicated injury. It sounds a bit like the really chronic shin splints type thing, you know. But this lad is so distraught about you know, going out. It feels all right one day, and then another day you can have a walk down the shops, and it's the muscle pumps up in the sheath, and
Hey.
yeah,
You talk about Valentine's again, mate.
and it's absolute agony, and you can't do anything. But but I no, what
Up
I
in the
was
sheath
is that
What?
is that hopefully he can have a bit of a remission on that, because it's great to have his level of skill, because if he was fit every game, we wouldn't have him here, would we? He'd be a few divisions higher, I believe.
Funny one, isn't it? I mean, I'd love to see him be fit for next week. For next season. You know, and he'd be a great player.
Waiting for Lloyd. It's sort of two years, isn't it? Feels like yonks. It's a shame because he's such an impact player.
Oh, but Malcolm's gone. Malcolm's left me.
I was letting the cat out.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Who let the cats out? Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Gentlemen and ladies, let's leave it there. Robbie, father of Stony Malcolm, Black White Andy, Johhny Wells, Gina and Gary, and everyone else at that under 23. Is it under 23s or under 21?
Under 23s.
Under 23s. Thanks for coming on, and I won't see you at this Saturday's game, so I'll be listening on the radio.
I'm a fan.
Right, that's an outrageous statement. That. So I will hear it. I'll hear it from the dulcet tones of Adam Carter, HUFC Radio. Is it .co.uk?
Just drop in when we win the league, Chris. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just pop back. You know.
Yeah, get right. Love all of you. Take care.
Have a nice evening, everybody.
See you guys.
And you.
Have a nice Valentine's. Don't do anything too naughty.
Yep. Don't pull anything.
Or pump anything.
If someone's single.
Yeah. I mean, you need to. Yeah. And on that note.